Sabaydi Pinong, hi fam, we are making Nam Wan. Welcome back to Saeng's Kitchen. My goal is to uplift, preserve, and make Lao food mainstream, where tradition meets modern Lao America. I grew up in a household where my mom always made Lao food, and now I'm here to pass down these delicious traditions. We are making Nam Wan today. It is a very common Lao dessert, usually eaten after a meal. What you'll find in it is sweetened coconut milk, and swimming in the coconut milk are all your favorite Southeast Asian fruits. Whatever you like, go ahead and put it in there. For today, we're gonna be making a really easy one. What I think a lot of the flavor and deliciousness for this Nam Wan is actually the hand squeezed coconut milk. So I'm gonna show you how to do all of that. So let's get cooking. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is actually make our own coconut milk. You probably are intimidated by it, but I'm gonna show you how easy it is, and it makes a big difference in all your dishes that use coconut, especially in this dessert. So the first thing to do is get a fresh coconut. Where's my fresh coconut? You have this fresh coconut right here, and you wanna make sure it is a mature coconut, okay? So mature coconuts look dark and are husky like this, and you can even shake it and you can hear, this one actually has a lot of water, but usually it has a little less water than the young coconut. All right, so you're gonna get a huge cleaver, and then you wanna turn your coconut on the side with one hand holding the cleaver and the other hand holding the coconut, and then you have a bowl on the bottom to catch the juice. So let's go ahead and whack our coconut. So you're gonna whack it around in a circle until you see cracks starting to happen. So once you see the crack, go ahead and continue whacking, and then eventually it should crack open easily, and you'll see all those coconut juices just flowing out of it. It is delicious. So save that for later. All right, let's go ahead and open the coconut. You can see that there's a lot of coconut meat in here, and that's why we're using a mature coconut. This is a mature coconut, and this is a can of coconut milk. Which one do you choose? Well, I think we can all agree that we always choose fresh coconut if it's available. But if for some reason you can't find this and you have to go with coconut milk, I usually suggest finding the coconut milk that has less preservatives, less ingredients, because all I want in my coconut milk is coconut and water, right? One thing to think about is look at the nutritional value. You should have a coconut milk that is high in fat, because coconut milk is in general very fatty. So if you have a coconut milk that is lower in fat, then most likely there's a lot of water in there, and don't waste your money on that. So I'm gonna show you two ways on how to get this thick, dense coconut meat out. So the first way is actually very traditional, and I have it right here. This thing. So this is the traditional way of scraping out the coconut meat and getting it all out there. This is actually called Katay Koot, let me say it correctly, Katay Koot Makpao. So that is literally translates to a rabbit, this kind of looks like a rabbit, that scrapes the coconut meat out and so forth. So what you're gonna do is go ahead and put this on the floor, and you're gonna sit on it however you feel comfortable, and then you're gonna, as actually hard as you can, scrape it on this edge here, and you're gonna continuously do that until you see the coconut meat coming off, and it should look something like this. Also, if you enjoyed my videos and are interested in supporting my channel directly, please head over to patreon.com/Douangdara to learn about the perks, digital downloads, and all the extra exclusives in joining my Patreon community. So use this coconut scraper thingy-mabob. I don't know what it's called, but if any of you know what it's called, please comment below. This is really useful. So on this end, you can start scraping the coconut, and it's kind of like slicing the meat. And then on this end, you kind of carve around the slices, and so it comes out into thick, long strands. It's very useful. You can do this standing up versus the other one you do sitting down. So whatever your preference, I prefer this one because I'm standing up most of the time when I'm cooking. And you'll see that it just scrapes on out. And when you're scraping the coconut meat out, make sure that you're only scraping the white pieces. So you can see here, I accidentally scraped too far, and you're getting the husk in there. And you don't want the husk in there, or else it's gonna turn your coconut milk like a darker color. So we wanna keep our coconut milk as white as possible, especially for this dessert. All right, so with one coconut, usually that's enough to make about 4 cups of coconut meat. And so let's go ahead and bring out a blender. And now with your blender, go ahead and add all the coconut meat in there, and then 2 cups of boiling hot water, and that's gonna kind of warm up all the oils in the coconut and kind of start getting it out of the meat. Go ahead and put your lid on, and then you're gonna blend this for about 1 minute to make sure that all the coconut is pureed and all the milk will start flowing out. Let's grab a cheesecloth or whatever you're gonna be using to separate the meat from the milk. Pour all the liquid mixture right into the cheesecloth, and then very carefully, it might be hot at this point, so you can wait a little bit, but when you're ready, you can go ahead and start squeezing all that coconut milk out. Look how delicious this is. This is freshly squeezed coconut milk. And so you're gonna squeeze as much as you can to get it all out, and you're gonna notice that the coconut meat is rather dry now. So that's the first squeeze of the coconut milk, but usually for this type of dessert, I like to do at least 2 squeezes. So we're gonna do the same process again and do another squeeze of the coconut milk. And so the second squeeze of the coconut milk is gonna be lighter because most of the coconut milk already came out in the first squeeze. And so we're gonna use both squeezes, and you're gonna have about 4 cups of coconut for this recipe. So now that we have freshly squeezed coconut milk, we are gonna sweeten it up. So in a large pot, we're gonna be using 2 large palm sugar half ovals, is that what they're called? And then put it right in there, and then you're gonna heat this up on medium to low until everything melts. This should take about 8 to 10 minutes. Once it's all melted, you wanna continue letting it melt and mixing because you wanna caramelize the palm sugar just a bit, and that's gonna add a bit more flavor to your nam wan. So you wanna get it to a light golden color, and that's where you are ready to go ahead and add a little bit of water to stop the cooking process. And so once you have the water, go ahead and mix it all together. You can turn your heat on high, and you wanna make sure that most of your water and caramel palm sugar is well mixed. And now we can add the coconut milk, the salt, and 1 pandan leaf in this mixture. And so you're gonna cook this on low for 10 minutes to get all those pandan flavors out into the coconut milk. This is coconut milk. When you're cooking coconut milk, make sure that you cook it low and slow, because if you cook it too high on a high heat and very fast, then most likely it's gonna curdle and your coconut milk is just gonna break apart, and you don't want a chunky coconut milk dessert, do you? Do you? No. Our sweetened coconut milk is ready. It smells so good. You can see the pandan and coconut has fumed throughout the air. And now let's go ahead and put it into another bowl. And since our coconut milk is hot, we need to put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour or 2 for it to cool off and be chilled, because this is a cold dessert. Okay, so a lot of people like to put various things in their nam wan, but we're gonna start off with a rather easy tapioca mini pearl that we're gonna be using. And so with these mini pearls, think of, maybe you're familiar with boba. Think of these as the micro version of boba. With the mini tapioca pearls, go ahead and add into a pan, and then with boiling hot water, add that to the pan. You're gonna let it sit in this hot water for at least 15 minutes with the lid. And that's gonna help it slowly cook and seep into the pearls. All right, so now that the 15 minutes are over, go ahead and strain all the water out, and you're gonna get new hot water and put it in there and bring it to a rolling boil, and then you're gonna cook this for another 15 minutes, and that's gonna finish cooking these pearls. And you wanna cook it with a lid on top. Know that your pearls are done. They should be clear and translucent. There should be no white spots. If there are a little few white spots, you can cook the pearls just a little bit longer, maybe a minute or 2, and it should be done. So let's go ahead and rinse our pearls under cold water. And you wanna rinse it until it is cold and not cooking anymore. I like to add a color to my desserts. I'm gonna separate the pearls into 3 bowls. And you can add whatever color you like. I'm gonna be adding purple, a sky blue, and a little pink. For each color, go ahead and mix it until all the pearls are all dyed. You can see that these pearls soak up color really well. So if you are only able to find white pearls, don't worry, because you can get food coloring and that'll transform them into whatever color that your kids or that you want. We're almost done, but let's prepare all of our other fruits and foods that we're gonna be putting in our nam wan. So I love a simple namuan when it comes to making your own coconut milk. I want the coconut milk to shine and have a little bit of fruit in there. So I'm using jackfruit that has been sitting in syrup, and then you can find those in cans. So go ahead and grab your jackfruit out and then start slicing those. And then I also like using coconut lychee jelly. That's my favorite, so I add that. And then some ice. And then also for this one, I had some kalotsong that's colored with butterfly pea flour. If you want to learn how to make that, I'm gonna add the tutorial link right down below, and you can go watch on how to make your own kalotsong. Let's assemble. Grab your glass, and then we're first gonna add the blue pearls, and then the purple pearls, pink pearls, just a little bit of ice to make sure everything stays cool, and then the butterfly pea flour kalotsong, and then the coconut lychee jelly. Cut up pieces of the jackfruit. Now go ahead and pour in the chilled coconut milk. And I like to top it off with some extra blue pearls and a little yellow flour. And it's that easy, so go ahead and mix it up and enjoy on a hot summer day. Actually, I like to eat this throughout the year, so just enjoy it whenever you feel like having this dessert. All right, y'all. So here is the namuan. Oh man, it's just so pretty. Look at just mixing it is so pretty. This is honestly probably my favorite Lao dessert, just because it's so easy and simple, but so delicious, and everyone makes it so differently. So let's give it a try. Fresh coconut. Y'all, you need to try namuan with fresh coconut because there's nothing like it. You'll feel like you're back in Laos actually eating namuan in Laos. It is so good. It makes a huge difference. It's just so delicious and refreshing. I could eat this at the end of every meal, and I think I just may. I hope you all enjoyed learning how to make namuan. Go ahead and double, triple this recipe because a lot of it will go fast. If you make extra, you can have a lot of it saved in the fridge, unassembled, and then namuan will always be ready. So let me know in the comments below what other foods or ingredients you'd like adding to your namuan. Please support by sharing, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you all next time on Saeng's Kitchen. Bye! Galabao, look! Galabao! Look at the camera! So Galabao is like a year and 4 months now, and oh, you're so cute. Look, she's so cute. This is her Galabao toy, and she's usually always just watching me as I cook and do all this stuff for you all. So she's been a very good girl. Speak, Galabao, speak. Okay, that's the most you're gonna get from her.